Ah, Forza. I'm also looking for games to stream. Oh, that's a little loud. Since I have Game Pass still. Yeah, interesting they open with just flight sim footage. I'm curious about that. Because I know that's been one of their big pushes.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our Gamescom 2021 Xbox stream.
We've got so many great game updates to share with you today.
So many.
We're talking Age of Empires 4, Psychonauts 2, and my personal favorite,
Psychonauts
Microsoft
is out,
Flight
isn't
Simulator.
it? Or it comes out
Later
this week?
on, we'll take an extended look at Forza Horizon 5. There's so much going into this, and Playground Games' vision of Mexico is muy
Oh, there you go, yeah.
And we'll be
Forza.
getting our first look at the cover car for the game, Paris. I got $5 on it being one of those electric scooters that you see piled up on the sidewalk.
Will Kate win $5? I guess we're about to find out.
Yes, indeed. Our Xbox
I don't think
Plays
that's
team will
gonna
also
happen,
chat
but,
with
you know.
devs and deep dive into current and upcoming games all week
Coming
on
this week.
twitch.tv/Xbox.
Let's get started
Oh,
with
it's not
Techland
promising.
and their upcoming zombie parkour
Oh, okay.
sequel, Dying Light 2: Stay Human.
I don't much like horror, but I'm considering playing Dying Light 2. Just for
Hello,
the combat.
I am Timon Smektawa, Dying Light 2 lead game designer, and this is David Lubryka, animation director. Hi. We can't wait until December 7th to finally give you Dying Light 2 Stay Human, the game we have been working on really hard for the last
This is kind of
few
an
years.
awkward zoom
We're
in
hoping
on
the
I'm
gameplay
not gonna
video
lie.
you're about to watch will give you a foretaste of parkour and combat systems waiting for
Not
you in
gonna
the
lie.
game.
And we are just about to enter the city, fighting our way through its brutal and dangerous streets. Though, as you will see in a moment, there are plenty of things you can use to your advantage. So watch closely, look for special combat and parkour moves, and check out how with just a bit of creativity you can combine the two. Ready? Let's go.
These camera angles are really awkward.
Sometimes I wonder what this city looked like before all this. Probably like many others. People had their ambitions.
They're definitely not a
plans,
McDonald's
lives.
ad.
Now it's all gone. The virus started it, but it was the people who made the world the way it is.
It's
This
always the
city,
people.
Villador.
People are the worst.
They tell me they had a vision. They had hope. But soon, one vision broke into many different ones.
Rip.
Instead of fighting together, people stood against each other.
Yeah,
War broke out.
the melee combat and the
Little
parkour
bird,
and the
little
characters
broken leg.
Hope died.
is why I would play this. Because I really enjoyed Mirror's Edge.
Now the city is falling.
So, even though I'm not a big fan of zombies, first-person parkour is very appealing to me.
But I can't let that happen.
That's sick.
At least, not yet. I need the secrets the city holds.
Fuck. Hey! Still some rats here.
Okay. Looked
I
like
have to
sliding
pick
under that was
something.
the easier option, but
You're doing great so far.
music's kind of hype.
I have to make a difference.
Yeah, this game looks good.
Let's check and see.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't know how much help they're
They
getting.
say that great change is a series of small gestures. How about this series?
A lot of impact on that. Yeah, exactly. And the first game, like, I know that it launched really bad, and then they patched it, and it apparently is a pretty good game. 6, 7 years later, whatever it is now, but
Is all
bitrate
hope
is way
really
too
gone?
dank.
We'll see about that.
Well, that was an exciting trip, wasn't it,
But
Timo?
yeah, looks fun.
Did you notice those bandits in medieval-like armor
Might be too
passing by
spooky for me,
skyscrapers,
but I might give it a
bands,
go.
and large billboards? That's what we call a modern Dark Ages.
No, we might
And
give it
it's
a
a
go.
very unique design, one very important for the plot of Dying Light 2. But there's another thing that stood out to me, all those parkour moves that you and your team has
Yeah, the movement
put so
looks
much
really
effort
fluid.
into.
Which
Well,
it has
all
to
we
be,
need
right?
is a few thousand of animations, cooperation with professional tracers, mock-up sessions, and invaluable help from David Bell, whose face and moves player will see in the game, by the way.
No, yes, right. And we've got twice the
David
number
Bell,
of
let me see who
parkour
that
moves
is.
compared to the first game, and we are showing some of them in this trailer. The vault kicks being the
basketball
most
player, David
important
Bell?
to me personally.
He a
It
parkour
brings
guy?
a whole
Maybe it's
new
a different
fighting
David
style
Bell.
into the game. The player can stagger an enemy and use them to perform
I just
further
googled
attacks.
David
For
Bell,
example,
and the
by
only thing that came up
rebounding
was a
from their
basketball
bodies,
player.
jumping of them onto other foes, and so on.
I think we captured the movement really well and made it quite simple for the players to perform. I can't wait for them to try it out and tell for themselves how much they loved it.
It's definitely going to be useful. The city's buildings are higher than
Back
anything
to
we
the
have done
strange
before,
zoom.
improving its verticality. Players will need to find a way to reach those tall skyscrapers and other challenging spots too.
Then it's good we scattered some helpers around, like a paraglider, which can support players in both parkouring and combat.
Exactly, and it's gonna do great, especially in fights against humans, which are more frequent and important than in Dying Light 1. It's been
That's
over
good.
20
I'd
years
rather
since
fight
the
humans than
events from the
zombies.
first game, so people
Maybe I'll just
adjusted.
run from
they
all the
are
zombies and
much
just fight
bolder
people.
now, at least during the day.
And they are more vicious too.
And I think that's a great summary of this discussion.
Weird smart,
Pre-order
but
Dying
okay.
Light 2 and explore its vast, complex world on December 7th. Thanks, David.
Thank you.
Don't think I'll pre-order, but I'm intrigued. Creepy
For the
whispering.
first time in the storied history of the franchise, Microsoft Flight Simulator launched on a home console
more
with the
Flight Sim,
release
right?
on Xbox Series X and S last month. Reviewers and gamers alike
Yeah,
were
we'll see
blown
if this
away
was worth
by how
waking
well
up
the
for
stunning
soon.
visuals and the depth of the simulation translated to the console, and that's why I'm extremely honored to welcome the head of Microsoft Flight Simulator, York Newman, to the stream. York, thank you for being here. The last time we met was at the Xbox Game Showcase, and it was getting ready to come out on consoles. How did that go?
It went great. As you said, the reaction to the Xbox console launch was really just amazing. Both from Xbox gamers and from the press, they've been so gracious with their feedback. I don't know if you know, but Flight Simulator is one of the highest rated games on Xbox this year, which I think is just great
Don't care
validation
about it.
that the translation of the
I'm not a
simulation
sim
to the
person.
console has really worked well. Our usage numbers are through the roof. We are
this game would fry my
shattering
PC,
franchise
even
records,
though I
and
have a
can tell
good
you,
PC.
there have never been more people
Yeah,
playing
excuse me.
Flight Simulator than right now. So it's an awesome
I think
time.
this game would fry my
That
PC.
is awesome.
So.
Congratulations on the launch, really. But
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
I want to
dude.
go to the danger zone. So what's going on with Top Gun?
There's so much going on, Paris. So you and I talked about Top Gun Maverick.
was way
earlier.
funnier in his head
The fans are super
than it
excited. They
was
saw the
on the
F-A-18. They
stream.
can't wait to start flying. And as you know,
But
it comes out
okay.
later this year as free DLC alongside the movie. But as the movie is
The
still
Top
under
Gun
wraps,
die-in is pretty
so are
fun,
we.
though.
So I
That's
can
cool.
still not tell you that much about it. But there's so much else going on even before Maverick. So we are continuing to do our monthly big releases that we've been doing for a long time. And next month, on September 7th, we are launching
It's cool how they're
World
supporting
Update
it.
6. And
Just not
this
for
World
me.
Update, I mean, at the beginning of the show, if you remember, there was a little red plane
Yeah,
flying into
yeah.
Cologne. Well, we did that because World Update 6 updates that region, the region of Gamescom. So Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. And what that means to
Of
us
course.
is we have new aerial and satellite images. We have a new elevation map that helps us with the mountains. So the Alps actually look awesome now. We have new 3D cities like Frankfurt and Wuppertal in Germany. We have Basel in Switzerland.
Like, it is
we have
crazy
Vienna
the
and
tech
Graz in
behind
Austria.
this game.
And those cities look just amazing. Amazing. They have like 7 centimeters
They're like
resolution.
the Azure
and
cloud
it's
integration
awesome.
and everything.
But we want to celebrate the entire region.
kinda insane.
So we picked 100 of the most scenic places, the most famous landmarks, and we call those POIs. And we sort of spread them throughout the simulation, and we also added airports. We did Lübeck and Stuttgart in Germany and Klagenfurt in Austria and St. Gallen.
I wonder
in
what the
Switzerland.
total budget for this is.
And what it ties it
game.
all together is missions. We're having new
It's probably absurd, right?
discovery flights. We have new landing challenges, and we have new sort of tours of the country. So they fly you around all the awesome-looking places and really celebrate the beauty of this region of Earth. And this
Unlimited
is a
budget.
celebration
It seems like it.
of DACH, of
Like if
Germany,
you're gonna
Austria, and
3D
Switzerland.
render
I'm so
the whole
happy
world.
to be able to announce the date here at Gamescom.
You know,
In a
that is really
realistic
incredible,
manner.
all the different regions and everything that you're going to have in the game, and
Yes,
the way that you're going to be
forward.
able to actually highlight those.
My biggest
Yeah, I
problem
think
with PlayStation
it's really cool, but you know, for
is that
us,
my
it's actually not
fingers
just the
literally
region and the
can't
visuals.
fit on the controller.
We talked a lot when you study aviation, when you love
That's
aviation.
always
like
been
we
my
do,
issue with PlayStation.
You actually realize that a lot of regions of
Even
Earth
as
have a
like
very
a
special
5-year-old
relationship with
on the
flying
original
aviation.
PlayStation, my
Sometimes
fingers
it's
were too
you know
big.
the first experiments with aircraft, or a famous pilot, or a feat of aviation, or like a local manufacturer. So we thought to ourselves, why do we not use these world updates to celebrate the planes?
Yeah, look,
So
I-
we are announcing
I
a new
appreciate
series.
the
It's
tech
we call
here.
them local
I'm just
legends.
not-
And think about
I
that
have
as
zero
planes that
interest
are
in Flight Sim.
locally well known, like in that region, but outside of the world,
literally
not so
zero
much.
interest.
But why not use the world updates to highlight this, to bring these awesome machines to a worldwide audience? So for World
How
Update
goes
6,
it,
we
Bakir?
picked a German plane from the 1930s. It's called Junkers U-52. In Germany, it's lovingly named Tante U, so Aunt U. And we think of us as sort of a digital preservation. So we really want to get these planes to an extreme level of detail. We're going out of our way to really go deep. So we're doing a full scan. We take full scans of the outside and the inside, as
the
detailed as
plane?
1 millimeter, which is as good as you can really do this. And then we're working with
Oh,
for the
did you
Junkers,
hear
we work with
Aryama?
Bernd
They're
Junkers,
rendering
who is
all
the
of
grandson
Germany
of the
because of
original creator of
Gamescom.
the plane, Hugo Junkers, and he's helping us. He had a ton of insider
plane's
materials.
always in your
Then we work with
town?
an organization that is
Really?
preserving one of the last surviving examples of the Junkers. So they let us scan and take photographs, and then we were lucky that to find a pilot that
They're
actually
like, what
flew one of
Gamescom
those
is
planes
coming?
while it was
We're
still
showing
flying
at
in the real
Gamescom?
world.
Let's
And
render
he gets-
all of
he lets us
Germany.
know, like, is the
Reasonable.
cockpit right and the sounds right? Does it feel right in the
Reasonable.
air? So we're having a blast working with these experts to really bring these, to celebrate this plane. To
Hey,
bring them
one more
back to
day of
life.
isolation.
So this is almost like you're creating like a digital museum for aviation inside Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically that. It's a museum with flyable planes. So we're working with 40 museums around
strange
the
way to
world.
think about
and
it.
it's honestly one of the funnest parts of the job. You end up working with these curators of planes. These are their babies, and they sort of see the tooth of time in the real
See,
world,
the-
sort of
the
nagging
thing
on
is,
their
Bakir,
remaining planes, and they're so happy when we come
Yeah.
in with our scanning equipment, and we're
Obviously,
basically
you
capturing
can't
their
get a
planes, and they know that we
PS5,
can
so that's
digitally
why you
preserve
can't
them
stand it.
in perpetuity.
Doesn't
And we're actually
exist.
giving
It's
those
not
scans
real.
back to the museum
Only
so they
bots
can do
have
something with
PS5s.
it. And it's a great collaboration. And we're actually not just looking back in the history of aviation, we're also looking towards the future. So I have another announcement. We are working with a fascinating German company called Volocopter.
Yeah.
And
Do you
they're
know what
making
Volocopter is, Aryama?
an eVTOL air taxi for urban traffic. So they have a vision
What
of the
on
future,
earth?
how these drone type
It's like a
machines
bug.
basically connect people in large cities. We're working directly with the engineering team to make sure that we are capturing their plane and their aircraft perfectly in the flight
That
simulator.
looks
And
really
that's coming out in
inefficient.
November.
I
Had
mean,
that
you
many
weren't kidding when you're saying
propellers
that there's a
sitting on the
lot
top
going
of it.
on inside of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Is there anything else you want to share?
Yeah, there's one more thing.
Yeah.
We are. I'm
One
so
more
happy to
thing.
announce that we've partnered with RARA. That's the Reno Air Racing Association,
Okay.
and they every year they put on something called
RARA?
the Steel National Championship Air Race. And we're bringing this to Flight Simulator. So this is the fastest motorsport. This is right down your alley. It's the fastest motorsport on Earth. And I actually brought you a little trailer to look at.
That's kind of
So
cool, though.
race, speed,
Racing
we go
planes.
into the danger zone, baby. Let's go
Okay.
ahead and show that.
Dude, that joke was not funny the first time you did it, like 5 minutes ago. This is pretty sick, actually. The plane racing is cool. I'm trying to imagine what the budget for this game is. It has to be so absurd. Turn it down just a little bit. Oh, that was fast. Fast to show me the comparisons. I mean, it goes pretty. They're planes. Day one Game Pass.
You know I like going fast, and you know I love being in the danger zone. When is this coming out?
Man, these planes, they fly 500 miles, faster than 500 miles an hour, 50 to 250 feet above the ground. So you are definitely going to be in the danger zone. I mean, without going into too much detail, this Reno Air Race is actually the largest expansion we have since we launched on Flight Simulator. It's not just because we scanned all the famous race planes of the world. There's lots of them.
Just not,
this is also the first time when you can basically race against your friends.
There's no way my
PC
can play Flight Sim and stream it.
So
no way.
A competitive multiplayer is coming to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and that will definitely test your pilot skills. And you ask, when is it coming out? This is coming out this fall, so it's right around the corner.
Oh, that is fantastic. And you know I have the need for speed, so I can't wait to get my hands on this and participate in some of these air races.
Awesome, man. We got you covered.
Yeah, all right, thank you.
This host just keeps trying to throw jokes on the ground in, and so far they haven't landed yet.
Keep an eye out for an extended look at Forza Horizon 5 later on in the stream.
Yep.
We'll also talk with Wasteland 3's game director about the game's next big DLC.
I need to play Wasteland,
If you're an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, we have some great news for you.
I'm excited. I am an Xbox Game Pass subscriber. Oh, a bunch of Humble games.
Build a weapon.
Archvale. Actually, I don't know if it's Archvale or Archvale.
Build a rocket that'll
Next, Space Rebels. Oh, like a rocket builder. Definitely not Kerbal. That game looks kind of cool.
Build a weapon that'll turn us into new.
Dodgeball Academia. I don't like the art style, but a dodgeball game could be fun. I'm so bad at platformers. Metroidvanias. Yeah, this game, I saw this at E3. You basically are just unpacking a house, like moving. Signalis. Hey, I mean, it's more Game Pass value. So, I'm not gonna complain. There's a bunch of cool indie games coming to Game Pass. I'll take it. What's up, Yon B? How goes it? Just doing some not K-pop. I primarily play third-person shooters. I'm a big multiplayer shooter guy. I'm boring. But I enjoy a good RPG.
They did it. They added even more games to Game Pass. But let's talk about what's coming up. We're talking Age of Empires 4, the game's creative director, and we're gonna see what's next.
I've been a Call of Duty guy forever.
But now
I
we've got a new
roguelike
roguelike retro shooter that, in grand retro fashion, sends you
play a lot of
wandering
Siege
through
right
shifting
now.
dungeons to defeat a mysterious eldritch terror.
For some reason, I'm addicted to
into
Overwatch, no matter how awful that game gets. So, mostly those two at the moment. Ranked, I'm pretty trash. Yeah, anything that's not a battle royale. I hate battle royale. I think it's the worst subgenre of shooters. Yeah, I'm trash at Siege though. I'm like silver. I'm so bad at tech shooters. I don't have the patience, but I enjoy. This game looks kind of neat. Very Hexen-esque. Overwatch superior, even if everyone smurfs. If they just put stuff in the game, man. If they just give me one new hero, please. I can't even say Jeff. You made plat once and just stopped playing. That's funny. Yeah, like I said, I've peaked into gold, but I'm a silver player, if I'm being honest.
Well, I am here with
In
creative
theory,
director
I'm
of World's
supposed to be
Edge,
doing
Adam
more
Ice
game
Green, and
streaming.
Adam, I'm so excited to talk H4, of course, because you've brought something
So,
a little different and very
I like
special
watching
today.
events like
Yeah,
this to
I
look
have.
for
So,
stuff.
you know, so far we've been showing
Ah, was
everyone
your first
kind of
shooter?
what age looks like from
I
in
love
the game, you know,
Overwatch.
when you're playing it.
I know
You
the
got to see
game
of
has a
footage
lot of
that,
issues,
And we've also
but-
shown a little bit of our campaigns, right, through when we unveiled the
I love
100
it
Years
dearly.
War and showed Joan of Arc.
It's awful.
But we have yet another
love it.
way in Age of Empires 4 that we're kind of bringing history to life that we haven't talked about yet.
See, you do this to me. You put me in suspense. I want to know more, so let's go with it.
Well,
Let's hear more.
Okay, wait, you get one moment of suspense. Okay, that's enough. So, what
The jokes
we've
are
brought
not landing
is,
today on stream, I'm
we have
not
these
gonna
wonderful
lie.
little videos that we've created that are interspersed amongst the campaign, and they're about 3 to 5 minutes each. And we have over an hour of them total, and they're called Hands-on Histories. And what they are is a great way to like deep dive on certain fun subjects from the cultures we're representing and just from medieval history.
Excellent. Well, I hear you've actually brought one of the
StarCraft.
segments that you're going to share
I
here
don't have a
for
big
the
enough
very
brain to
first
play
time.
StarCraft.
Yes, I have.
But several
we
of my
are going
friends
to
were
show
very much
you
into it.
The segment on one of the most popular units from Age of Empires franchise and a fan favorite, the Trebuchet.
Excellent. Well, this I got to see. Let's take a look.
So they're added like little mini documentaries,
A counterweight trebuchet
and they tell you how to use them more.
was the king of all siege engines.
Are they just
A
trying?
catapult
They're trying to
capable
make
of
Age of
smashing
Empires
down
4
castle walls from
something you
great
can use in your
distances.
history class. That's pretty neat.
At Warwick Castle in England,
Just random
they
castle
built a
footage.
replica, one of the largest in the world. Originating in 7th century China, by the 13th century, trebuchets had evolved into devastatingly powerful weapons.
Such a simple design, but so effective.
It has several key features.
I'm so confused
A
about
pivoted
what
arm with
this
a weight
is.
at one end, and a sling.
It said
to
these
hold
are
the projectile
in-game.
at the other.
So if you're playing your
Prime, the
campaign,
6-ton weight is raised.
you're
using
about to take
treadmills.
over
So
you
this
know,
is
like
one
an
of the
enemy
wheels,
castle or
one
something.
of two that's
And then you
attached
just get
to
this
an
random
axle,
documentary about a
which would lift
trebuchet.
the counterweight,
Like, why?
weighing 6 tons. It's based on muscle power alone.
I can't.
What's essential about launching a projectile as far as possible is making sure that this end of the arm
said
is
these
moving
are
as fast as
in-game.
possible.
Hey, thanks so
once
much
that
for the
weight
follow.
drops, it really
Awesome
sends
Farrell.
this point of the
Welcome.
arm moving at its highest velocity.
This was done by positioning the pivot close to the counterweight and by launching the projectile from a sling.
Why am I?
When
This is so
released,
strange.
The sling whips round, vastly increasing the launch speed.
Why am I
Trebuchets
watching
are
this at
carefully aimed,
Gamescom?
like modern guns.
What's happening?
In order to weaken the castle walls or even breach them, you had to make sure that the projectiles hit the same spot every single time.
For each projectile to follow the same
This does not make
trajectory,
me confident
they
about the
all
rest
had
of
to
this
be the
showcase.
same weight and shape.
I'm not gonna lie. If they're
To
spending
achieve
like
this,
20 minutes on this
Masons
trebuchet
used a
video,
gauge.
I don't
Now, I'm
think
gonna
we're gonna
load
see anything
this
interesting
projectile
today.
into the sling. Oh, this one must weigh about 25 kilograms, but some projectiles can get up to 150 kilograms.
I'm thinking
That's
I
the
could
weight
have
of
slept
2
2
men.
more hours.
Trebuchets were also used to throw burning tar, beehives, even dead bodies. Anything to cause maximum distress to the enemy.
Nice. Nice.
Did you hear that whoosh?
I mean,
It
it's
was
cool.
the counterweight trebuchet's lethal combination of power and accuracy
It's cool, but like,
that made it the ultimate medieval siege
this
weapon.
is only tangentially related to Age of Empires. It's not even really like Age of Empires, you know?
You know I'm gonna say trebuchet. Don't care because that is awesome.
The humor is a
remarkably
struggle.
unique, something you don't see in games very
The
often.
humor is a struggle.
Yeah, so, you know,
today.
one of the things, when we were looking at what we were going to do with Age of Empires 4, there's a phrase I'm really fond of, which is, history is only as interesting as the people who
No
taught
way
it
they
to you."
actually filmed
And
that. I mean, they
you could
did
say that
just
about
throw
any
it
subject,
or
really,
show
right?
it hitting
But
the ground,
I think
right?
the great
So they
thing
could've
is
just
when you have
dropped
someone
it.
that's so enthusiastic and passionate about history, it really comes across. And we wanted to be that kind of teacher for history. And there's a phrase called Humanized History.
blame
that we use
Age
to
of
kind of
Empires for your
describe what we try to do,
StarCraft
which
addiction.
is we try to like connect past and present. And you can see that kind of in our
Civ was
briefings as
the-
well, where we've got like real stuff
the
with like
RTS
CG kind of
that
overlaid
got
to
me.
show you the
I
history.
guess Civ's not an RTS.
And so
What am I
for
talking about?
these,
Civ is
we really
a
wanted to do that
turn-based
same
game,
thing.
but
So
Civ is
ourselves
the
and Relic
only game
partnered
I've
with this
ever had to
amazing
quit.
group in the UK called Lion
Like
TV,
cold
and they've
turkey.
done
I
production
can't
on
play
an
that
amazing amount of shows
franchise
and documentaries for the
because
BBC.
that just
and
wastes
won
my
every
entire
award you can
life.
imagine for media.
Like,
And,
I wouldn't
they
be
travel
making
to all
K-pop
of these
videos.
locations
I
in all these
wouldn't have-
different
I wouldn't have
countries
started
to meet
playing
with these
shooters.
subject matter experts and
I'd
get
still
all
be
this
just
great
hunched
footage
over in my chair
on how
playing
things
Civ
really
if I
worked
didn't
and how things were
cut
made.
myself
And
off.
it's been delightful to kind of go through
So I'm
that
scared
process
to
and,
pick up, like,
you
an
know,
Age of Empires
get
or
all
something
these
like
and finally
that.
start showing them to everyone.
I love it. Now, you also, of course, you've got a bunch, as you mentioned, of these hands-on history
Mhm.
segments. Anything else that you can tell us fans about what we can expect looking
My
forward to? Any
comments
favorites you got
funnier
coming
than
up?
the jokes.
Oh, well, favorites. Oh, man. Well, I think my personal favorite is one called Medieval Surgery.
Okay.
And I'm going to let your imagination go with what we might show and what we might talk about in that one.
Yeah.
But the thing I love about them is that they go all over the place. So, you know, we've got ones on
I get-
warfare and
like,
castle
I
building
don't
and
know,
like
man. I've
how
never
they
been
kept
addicted to
flaming
something
arrows
like I
from
was
not
to
going
Civ.
out once you shot them. And so
Stream? Hello? Are there Fs? Hello? Is it my internet? Or no, my bitrate's fine. How? Gamescom? Where'd you go? Okay, we'll check the
building and,
YouTube.
like how they kept flaming arrows from
Okay.
not going out once you shot them.
Well, we're switching, I
So,
guess.
but we've also got all of these ones on, you know, like illuminated history and
That was weird.
hawk falconing and, you know, like horse taming, armor creation.
Yeah, dude, Purple
and
Kiss.
there's even one on
Going
Mongolian
looks so
instrumentation, which is really cool because those instruments, we actually use them in
I'm
the soundtrack
I'm beyond
for
hyped
the
for
Mongols
that coming
when you're
back.
playing as
and
them
I'm
in
so
the
happy it's a
in
mini
the
album
game.
again as well.
I mean,
Although
I just
RDW
love the
doesn't usually
behemoth
do,
amount
like,
of history
singles,
that you
right?
guys.
So,
Age of Empires always
I should have
bring
expected a
history
mini
alive in a
album, but,
completely
yeah.
different way. And I also love to mention this to people that
I'm very,
you
very,
and the
very
team do
excited for
so
Purple
much
Kiss.
research, and it's so great to see this approach
They're
being
my-
used in a
they're my
hands-on history
favorite
kind of segment.
group
But,
that's
I mean,
debuted
what
this
was
year.
that approach like to sort of, you know, sell going
By a
forward,
pretty big
especially
margin.
since it's such a unique in-game experience?
Well, the cool thing was it was there from day one. It was one of the things I was really wanted to do is try to tell these stories in a different way. But I'll tell you, like full disclosure, it's been insanely nerve-wracking because we're trying something completely different that no one's ever done
So,
before
chat,
in a game.
question,
right?
chat.
We're history, but we're a game.
Is
we're
this
teaching you things,
worse
but you're having fun and
or better than the
finding that
EA
middle ground
thing?
has been really challenging.
Y'all
And,
remember when we
every
woke
time
up for the
we've tried to
EA shooter
we've
thing?
shown the campaigns or we've shown these hands-on histories. I've been like, oh god, is it gonna work? Like, people gonna like this? And the great thing is, so far, everyone that's really experienced the entire thing.
'Cause that was
together,
awful.
I've just been like, wow,
That-
this is
that was
great. And it's so
truly
different and
atrocious.
kind of cool and refreshing. So, so far so good, right? But yeah, it's been a journey.
I don't
to get
know.
all this done and put the whole
This
game
is a
together.
struggle.
Well,
This
I
is
love
longer,
that you mentioned journey
so
because we are coming towards the end.
Maybe I'm
of
asking
this
too
development
early.
journey for Age 4. Talk to me about where
Maybe
people
I'm
can find and
asking
learn
too
more about
early,
Age of
but
Empires 4. I know they're all chomping at
this
the bit.
is not great content.
October 28th, we are launching the
Although
game.
we did have the
You
Dying
can go
Light
to
thing here,
ageofempires.com
and that was
to learn
cool.
more about the title, and if you're
But we
really,
didn't
really
have to
excited,
watch a
right
20-minute
now, you can go onto
documentary about
Microsoft Store
trebuchets
or
either.
Steam, pre-order the game right now. And of course, we will be there day one, Xbox Game Pass for PC as well. So anyone that's on that can just grab the game and
Dude,
start
Game
playing.
Pass is such a good value, though.
Yes, I believe you are a part of something very special.
Like, even if you're only gonna play 2
Gamescom
games a
opening
year,
yes.
it's worth
11
buying a
a.m.
whole year
Pacific
of Game
time.
Pass,
There might
which
be
is
some
just
Age of
insane to
Empires
think
related
about.
in there, so if you're a fan, you probably should tune in.
A bit of a tease from Mr. Ice Green.
maybe.
And I like it very much. Adam, thank you so much for joining us here.
Always a pleasure, Kate.
Always
Why
a
is
pleasure.
she
Age
just
of
doing a
Empires
British
4 was
accent?
Fantastic.
No,
I cannot
not
wait.
worse.
October 28th, neither should you. Now,
Yeah,
we have
I
tons
agree.
coming up here today, including a new update for State of Decay 2 and an extended
I mean,
look at
Soyeon's
Forza Horizon 5 with our
untouchable,
friends at Playground
and
Games.
then
But now,
I would say
let's catch up
Yuki
with
right
Paris,
after her,
who's gone
probably,
from flying
as
the
far as
skies
fourth
in
gen
Microsoft
goes.
Flight Sim to a different kind of cloud.
That's right, Kate. Xbox Cloud
If you
Gaming
consider
is
Idle
already
to be the
available
start
on
of
Windows
fourth
PCs,
gen.
mobile phones, and tablets. And now it's coming to Xbox consoles. The
What
future
is?
with cloud gaming sounds bright. no waiting to
Oh,
install,
xCloud.
no running out of hard drive space, no waiting to patch, and no buying a new console just to play
It's
with
so
your friends.
funny that
See how
Stadia
the
thought
vision
they
of
could
cloud
launch
gaming
and
will
sell
bring
you
people
games
together
that only play on
without barriers.
Stadia. When
Xbox
Xbox
and when I think
xCloud
about gaming,
exists,
those two things together to me really show you the future where
and you can
pick
pay
up
the
something
same
and you can
amount
play it
and
anywhere,
get all
you
of the
could do it
Game Pass
quickly.
games. Whereas Stadia, you're paying $10 a month just to frickin' literally just for like the ability to buy games that you can only play on Stadia.
This actually looks so good.
Games are large, and you want to keep the ones
Games
that you
are
know you
large.
love on your hard drive.
True.
Xbox Cloud Gaming is about being able to discover the new
True.
ones right away. It's super exciting that for our Game Pass Ultimate members, they will get to experience Xbox Cloud Gaming on whatever console they have.
Yeah, Ultimate's
is
not
really
worth it
about
to me
looking
because
at
I don't really
how
play on
people play
console, so I don't need
differently.
Xbox
I
Live.
know me in particular.
So I just
sometimes
pay
just
for the
have 20
PC Game
minutes.
Pass.
It should be as easy as
$10 a
finding
month.
the game that you look for on your console and just jumping right in.
We're targeting 1080p at 60 frames per second.
What's crazy about this is like the latency. This is the kind of stuff you need with cloud gaming.
Apparently the tech behind it's cool though.
Very smooth.
The process itself to get into cloud gaming feels like you're playing on console.
Ultimate's
right?
really
You
good
go,
if
you
you're
find the game
console,
you
yeah,
want,
because you
press
get
play.
Xbox
So
Live
easy
Gold,
nowadays. You can pick up
and
any
you get
device and pretty much play any Xbox
and you get Game Pass
on
Ultimate, or I mean all the Game Pass games, and you get xCloud now for $15 a month.
I can just wait
It's
for them to
absurd
send an
value.
invite. It makes
But on
content
PC you
just
don't
so
have
much
to
more
buy
accessible.
Gold, so
I really love the flexibility. It's awesome.
I feel like it's not worth it.
Everything that Xbox is doing right now is just getting rid of the limits. Of
Yeah.
having
Well,
to be on
regular
a
Game Pass
specific
gets EA
platform
access
or a
as well,
specific
so-
console, play on PC and mobile, and
At least
now
on PC.
on Gen 8.
So for $10 a month I get
Gen
EA
8
access
consoles can play
and
Gen 9 content. Isn't that so cool?
With cloud gaming,
Get all the
we
EA
have the
access
ability,
stuff,
because you
and
are
I get,
connecting to consoles that are in our data centers,
Xbox Game Pass
to allow
games.
the Gen 8 customers, the Xbox One
Which is really
customers,
nice.
to play games that their hardware wouldn't have been able to play without it.
There's so much opportunity when it comes to thinking about how we can make content more readily available and let people play where they want to. Sign me up. I'm ready for cloud gaming right now. Let's do it. When's the release date? When does it release?
I think if it show a release date, that'd be funny. No. I think it's just in pilot mode or whatever. Oh, okay, 2021. There you go.
August 9th
Holiday
saw the release
2021.
of the free optimized update for Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice on the Xbox Series S and X, with beautiful and rich visuals thanks to the addition of ray tracing and improved materials alongside
Hellblade's
performance
another game
updates.
I don't know
This
if I
is the
could
perfect
stream
opportunity to
and
relive
play with
Senua's
my
journey
PC.
or experience
Maybe
it
if I
for
turn the
first time.
settings
And
all
if
the
you
way
haven't
down.
played this, do yourself a favor, grab a pair of headphones, and immerse yourself into this world.
Agreed. Speaking of unique experiences on Game Pass,
I'm waiting on
the Xbox
GPU
Plays team
prices
will
to
be
come
taking a look
down.
at some ID at Xbox titles
I'll probably
over the
pick
next
up an
few days,
RTX 30
including
series.
12 minutes and the big con.
Because my
They're also
2070's
talking
already
with developers
outpaced,
from
kind
Halo,
of.
the Master Chief Collection, Forza Horizon 5, and Destiny 2. So join the live Q&A
Sad.
to get your burning questions answered. You can catch all of those streams on twitch.tv/Xbox.
Speaking of Forza Horizon 5, don't forget our friends at Playground Games will give us an extended look at their
So-
monument to motoring in Mexico later on.
I'm not really a racing guy,
That
but
includes never
the
before
fact that
seen areas of
Horizon's
the
like
game
open
map
world
plus cars
is kind of
that have
an
never been in
intriguing
the Forza
idea to me.
franchise before. I've loved everything I've seen of Forza Horizon 5 so far, and I can't wait. Now, Kate, there's more games to check out, right?
Well, right, you are, Paris. Let's talk
Please,
Wasteland
we've
3.
only
Their
seen,
newest
like, 3
DLC
games.
introduces us to a new cult. The Cult
Please.
of the Holy Detonation.
Give me games. The Cult of the Holy Detonation. Yeah,
Holy detonation.
so this game, I started this game.
Deep within Cheyenne Mountain weave.
This game looks so good.
Devolved into the mutations you see.
It's like
before you.
dark humor.
Set
It's
on a
turn-based
righteous
strategy.
path.
It's tactical. I'm so here for
Holy
this.
detonations
But then I
of
just haven't
life-giving
actually
glow
played it.
Should be shared with everyone.
Because I think it's like a 60 or 70 hour game. And it's so hard to commit that long.
May the light of the holy detonation purify you. Join us, Rangers.
I really enjoyed Wasteland 2. I played that a very long time ago, though.
With new patches, bug fixes, and
please
added
no more
features,
jokes, sir.
like a fine wine, Wasteland 3 just gets better with age.
I beg
to
of
really
you.
savor the game's bouquet.
Please no more,
We're talking
no more
with
jokes.
inXile game director David Rogers. David,
Oh, we're talking
thank
about
you for
the
joining
DLC.
us.
I'm super stoked to be here. Thanks.
So in the
I
trailer,
saw the
we
first
saw that
spider
the
in my
DLC
room
is coming
last
out
night
on October
since
5th.
we moved.
But we know, inXile,
That made me
Wasteland 3,
sad.
you guys have been working on this for a very long time. So can you kind of talk about
I
that?
mean, I live in the basement, so
Our
it's
dev
not
team
weird.
has
It's
been
just
working
I hadn't seen one
nonstop
since
full
we
tilt,
moved here.
trying to make Wasteland 3 the best version of itself it could be. Over the past year since it's released, we've added features, we've balanced, we've listened to the community, we've fixed bugs,
This game's
added
been out for
stability.
a year?
And I really think that the version that
Thought
we
it
have now
just
is
came out
the
a few
absolute
months
best
ago.
version of the game. And if
I
you've
wonder
never
if
played
it
it before,
came out
now's an
early
awesome
access
time to
or
jump
something.
in.
Well, congratulations on
I
everything
swear it
that
just
you've been
came
doing
out
with
like 3
Wasteland
or 4
3.
months
Now, this
ago.
DLC is called The Cult of the Holy Detonation. Now, talk about that a little bit. Tell me what's going to go into this DLC. What should we be excited about?
Right. So you've heard of Cheyenne Mountain, right?
Yes.
For those who haven't, Cheyenne Mountain is this top secret military complex buried deep in the heart of Cheyenne Mountain in the middle of Colorado.
Yes.
It's designed to
I have heard of
outlast a
Cheyenne
nuclear
Mountain.
winter.
Yeah.
And so when you hit level 16, an old friend calls you and says, "Hey, I need your help securing this secret
So
military
people are
base and all the secrets
worshipping
within." And as
the
soon as you get
nuclear
there,
radiation.
you find two
That's
warring
very
cults
funny, actually.
battling over
It's very
supremacy,
on
trying to
brand
take
for
control of the
Wasteland.
Holy Detonation, which is this pre-war science experiment that they worship as a god.
Yeah.
And, these cultists are insane, they're mutated, they've gone totally mad, and all they want to do is share the holy radiation with
just
you
pray
and
to
your
the
entire
core.
ranger team. How generous.
Yeah, that sounds a lot cooler than some of the cults I may have joined in the past. But this
Okay.
is typical Wasteland fashion. We're really going to
That
be able to
joke's
get
a
in there
little
and
bit
mix it up,
better.
Right.
I
So
give
you
that
and your
joke
ranger team insert
a
yourself
4 out of 10.
right smack dab in the middle of their holy war, which, what could go wrong?
Yeah.
Which is
and this is a Wasteland game, so you decide
significantly an
everything. Choice
improvement.
and consequence is our bread and butter. And so you decide who lives, who dies, who gets screwed over, who takes charge. You're deciding the fate of the cults, the Holy Detonation, Cheyenne Mountain, and ultimately all of Colorado. This is really your game to craft and mold.
That's awesome. So the last expansion was the
Weird
Battle
flex,
of Steel
but
Town,
okay.
right? You had giant robots and things
Bro,
like that.
I have
So,
a radioactive
what are you gonna
nuclear
do
core.
to actually
Come
top
pray
something
to
like
it.
that from the last expansion?
Right.
It will
so we
imbue
wanted
you with power,
returning
I
players
swear.
to find something that they could never find in another version or like in previous versions of Wasteland 3. And so we built this as a Wasteland style
We built
dungeon
this,
crawl.
Chad.
And in there you find this awesome mix of mystery, exploration. You're meeting these crazy cultists who have been
Yeah,
locked
this
in
game
like,
looks
pre-war
sick. I
time
just haven't made
capsule,
the time to
and
play it.
some of the raddest boss battles we have ever been able to build in a Wasteland game.
That's awesome. I want to get back to the crazy cultists, but talk to me about these big boss battles. I want to hear more about that.
Right. So we took the best parts of Wasteland combat and we breathed new life into it with objective-based combat, which are basically super rad boss battles. It's no longer you're like huddling in a
Super
corner,
rad.
throwing down turrets, just going on murderous rampages. It's not about killing, it's about getting the job done. And so now combat doesn't end until the mission is over.
That's
we send you
cool.
on proper combat missions. You're in there breaking into prisons, rescuing POWs.
Well,
You're
it's
disrupting
mostly
these high-tech
exploration,
cultist
so-
rituals. You are splitting your fire team and coordinating like you never have.
So it's a
had
bit
to
more
before.
XCOM
Like
then.
everyone on your team has a job, and I really think this is going to take old players who know their Ranger team like the back of their hands, and it's going to make them scratch their head and really have to rethink how they go about combat and making it new, exciting, and challenging in a like
I always
mentally
build
in a way
crash
we
parties
haven't been
in
able
this
to
game.
really do
Because
before.
I
with
always just make
straight up
this
murder
a bunch
combat.
of characters that I like.
Now, Wasteland has a reputation for getting a little
but then,
right.
But then
what
they're
are some
just
of the
tragically
weird characters
ineffective.
we can expect in some of the story encounters we'll see in the game?
Yeah, with Cult of the Holy Detonation, we really got to cut our devs loose
Yeah,
and just
I
let them
don't
be
know.
creative and fun and silly. Like inXile's modus operandi.
if you think about both
is
of those
if
games,
some-
they
if we're,
did
like, brainstorming
relatively
and something
well.
makes us laugh, we just put it in the game. That's just how we
But
do
they're
it. We
not,
pick up the
like,
pieces afterwards because we want to
well
make something
enough
that entertains
that, like,
us, and then we know
everybody
if
wants
we're
to
having
make one,
fun,
right?
Our fans are going to have fun along with us.
So
And
to have a
we got to
genre really
explore,
saturated,
like, really
you have to
letting
had
get
like
deep
massive
into this like
success
weird radiation cult
that other devs
and let you
chase.
interact with them and talk with them and tell stories and like maybe even join
And you
them.
think Castle Crashers?
And so, like,
I'm
for
sure
instance, one of the
somebody,
characters you
some
meet, one of the
indie
first
team
cultists you meet,
has made
is
a
a
similar
slathering beast.
game.
He's got like claws and fangs and spikes jutting out, and he's drooling, but he's like the nicest guy in Cheyenne Mountain. Like you meet him and he's like, "Hey guys, you should like come in here and like soak up some of these rats. It'll be great." And he Sherpas you in and lets you meet the whole cult. And like, and another one of my favorites is the Proteus. He's
Shout out
what
Carbuncle.
you get if
Very
you
good
took
med.
like 20 cultists and you like melted them into a big pile, kind of like I would do this with like a magnifying glass. I would like melt like army guys and like GI Joes into a big pile, and he's wet and sloppy and gross, and he's hard to understand, and he needs a translator supposedly, but he's like your #1 fan, and getting to build like this totally out there wild extreme character.
His name
was
is
a ton of fun to write for. It's a ton of fun to like explore like what makes this cult tick, and he's
That's
an absolute
horrifying.
blast. Hell, even some of the weapons that you find in Cheyenne Mountain, they're
See, I
devolved
love this
cultists.
game's
Like there's
sense
one
of
guy,
humor.
and he kind of devolved into this like vomiting bagpipe creature, and he has this real.
You know,
like,
Chad, I haven't even
vibe
played
about him.
Borderlands all the way through yet.
But
I
you
got
get to play with these
Borderlands
fun body
3
horror themes that
when
let
it
us
came out on
jackknife
Steam,
between sort of like
and I
dark
haven't
and
even played through
serious
it yet.
and like goofy and funny, which is a line that Wasteland
I
really
need
loves
to
to
do
ride.
that.
Like
Maybe
a
I'll
lot of
stream
really
that. That's a
important
long
stuff is
game
at stake,
too, though.
But it's the Wasteland's a pretty bizarre place.
Oh, I can imagine. Now, we talked before, you've been working on Wasteland 3 for a while. There's already expansions
I love
that are
the
out
first
there.
couple of Borderlands
But say I'm a new
games.
player. Say I'm watching this right now and I'm like, man, I want to get into Wasteland 3. What would you suggest for new players wanting to get into this?
And like I said at the top, like Wasteland is like the best version of itself right now because of all the work we put into it over the past year. And so you can get the whole thing with the Colorado collection. That's the base game
That's cool.
plus Cult of the Holy Detonation and Battle of Steeltown, all for a discount. Or if you have Game Pass, you already have Wasteland 3. Just download it and play it, and then you can get both expansions with the expansion.
See,
pass.
the
That is awesome.
expansions.
Now, to kind of recap this a
I
little
actually
bit,
like
we talked about
Game Pass is kind of
spewing
pushing
pus
single-player
bags and these
expansions
weird
more.
characters and the cults and the
Because
boss battles and
you
all
get the
these really
base
cool
game.
things that are going to be in Wasteland 3.
And then it's like,
but please
if you
remind
wanna play
everyone
the
before we get out of
DLC,
here, when can you pick up?
You're
this
actually buying
DLC?
DLC
This
for
Work
a
of
game
Passion,
you
it comes
don't
out on
own.
October 5th. We're really stoked.
So
That is
it
awesome.
seems
So
like
this is
it's
the
kind of
Cult
encouraging
Holy
people to
Detonation.
buy
Detonation coming October
DLC
5th.
packs
David,
again.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks.
Like I did that with
In the 3 years since its launch,
The Outer
Sea of
Worlds.
Thieves has played host to some incredible crossovers,
Like I love The Outer
including
Worlds.
unique ship sets,
And the first
inspired
DLC
by
came out and I
games
bought
like
the DLC
Battletoads,
even though I don't
State
have the
of
game
Decay,
just 'cause of Game
Halo,
Pass.
and more. Today, we're excited to announce a brand new special event that will award players an all-new ship as a part of the latest wild crossover heading to Sea of Thieves. Better yet, this event begins
Sea of
tomorrow.
Thieves?
So get ready to make some mayhem and let's
This
get
is a
our
game I
first
don't have
look
enough
at
friends.
this very special ship.
This is a game I don't have enough friends to play. Okay. What's my opinion on Rockstar remastering games? So, wait, it's a Borderlands game? Wait, it's a... I was just talking about Borderlands.
Really cool to be a part of this all
Why
digital.
is there a
games
Borderlands
and we were thinking, what's
crossover
the
with...
best way to kind of celebrate Gamescom and to be a part of this as
I'm so
as Sea of
confused.
Thieves? And so we're really excited to reveal that we're bringing the Mayhem ship set that you've just seen, a really, really cool ship that's inspired by Borderlands, into Sea of Thieves.
Why is there
And
just
we're
a
giving all
vault
of our
symbol
players a
on the
chance to run it
flag?
during kind of the Gamescom time period. So it's been really cool to
That's
work with
funny.
the Borderlands team to bring this ship to life and giving all of our players the chance
give me
to
more
run it as part of
Wonderlands
this live
tomorrow.
event that we've cunningly titled Mayhem. You might notice the link. So you can probably guess the kind of activities that are involved. But if you head to Lorena at any of the outposts,
I
in Sea
love
of
the
Thieves
idea
world,
of Sea of
she'll be able to
Thieves.
fill you in on the
And like what
details
they've
of
done
you
with
need
it
to
and
go do to
integrating
run the
crazy
ship.
DLC and
So I hope
crossovers and
everybody
everything.
gets a chance to take part in this awesome time-limited event.
But I feel
So
like
it
you need a
starts
crew
today,
to
and it
play
runs
this
through to
game.
September the 7th. So that's the
And
time
a
period
crew
you've got
I
to
do
get
not
your hands
have.
on the Mayhem chipset. And I
Do
think
not
that's
have.
it from me. So as always, I will see you on the seas.
That's funny. On Rockstar remastering, so are they actually remastering them? I don't actually know anything about that, to be honest. I haven't heard much in the way of that. I'm rather uneducated on that topic. What is this?
Hope.
Hope.
It's always been a dangerous world
Oh,
in
is this
Temple Valley.
Far? Wait.
But
Far
now,
Cry DLC?
it's hope that brings us back together.
Oh no, it's
It reunites all.
State of Decay, I think.
It builds new bonds.
State of Decay, probably.
And in the face of a growing
They also
threat,
have Hope County, I think.
hope is the greatest weapon we have.
Yeah, that's the State of Decay logo. Yeah, I'm not a big survival guy. Not a big survival guy, not a big zombies guy, actually. So. Like, I still feel like if I want to play a zombie game, I own Killing Floor, too, so. I still feel like that's the best zombie game I can play now.
To Trumbull Valley.
Other than Left 4 Dead 2, of course. I haven't played that game in like 10 years.
Well, just like zombies themselves, it seems everything old is new again in State of Decay 2. And we have a guest to walk us through this Undead update. Please join me in welcoming Undead Labs Director of Communications, Wanda Russell. Hello, Wanda, how are you?
Hello,
I'm beginning to regret waking up for this.
Homecoming update releasing on September
We're not even
1st.
halfway done.
We are very excited to get this into players' hands.
It's supposed to be a 2-hour showcase.
Obviously, we are coming back to Trumbull Valley. We were there for Heartland, the update, back in 2019. Talk to me
I
about
promise
the
you guys tomorrow will be better. Gamescom opening night is always good.
So Heartland is the story mode within the game, but it's a very linear, narrative-driven
It's always
experience.
good.
You know, players couldn't move their
Please.
communities there.
Prove me
So
right.
That's all changed with the Trumbull Valley map. It is the fifth core open-world map. It's fully remastered, and it expands into 2 territories that were completely inaccessible in Heartland. So players can return to Trumbull Valley with their communities, start new communities there, and really start exploring everything that the new map has to offer.
Really start
So then, would
exploring.
Homecoming be a sequel then to Heartland?
Yeah, exactly right. So the events in Heartland. I
feel like they're just copying stuff from
in Trumbull
Ubisoft.
Valley. So we think of it
Because
as
Heartland is the
part of our
name of the
Trumbull
new.
saga that began with the original State
I guess
of
they
Decay,
did it first,
continued into
right?
Heartland, and now we see what
New
has happened
Ubisoft.
since then and what storylines might be coming to a
Tom
close.
Clancy open world
So
thing.
there is a lot for players to discover, a lot of environmental storytelling to find, and you know things have changed. So this isn't the Trumbull Valley that players might remember. So that's going to be exciting.
Interesting. Well, and anytime
That
you
was like a
expand
fun
something like
setting,
Trumbull
though.
Valley, you just have to have a juggernaut of content, pun intended. Talk to me a little bit about what some of those things are that players can get in on
Guessing
here
there's
now
an
in the
enemy called
expanded
Juggernaut.
Trumbull Valley.
Yes, a ton
Also
of new
not a
content.
good
In fact,
joke.
we're doing something unique with the Trumbull Valley map. There
I
are
give it a
items
1
there
out
that
of
you
10.
can only find on
That's
that
not a
map
good
and nowhere
joke.
else in the game, including 12 new hats and outfits, 10 new very cool
Hats?
weapons. We've got 6 new bases,
Pog.
2 new achievements for achievement hunters. And on top of that, we
Actual
are adding
pog.
the game's 12th bounty pack. So that will be available from the bounty broker.
You see that random
And I have to say,
box
they are
flashing?
some of the coolest weapons I have ever seen go into the game. I'm so excited for people to find them.
A juggernaut amount of content, and I don't care who
Juggernaut.
sees that second pun of the day. That works out great. Well, let's talk about the State of Decay
That's
community.
the same
because it's
pun.
absolutely an integral part to this.
That's not
entire
the
franchise.
second pun.
And State of Decay being
That's
on
the
Xbox
same
Game Pass.
pun you just
How has
made
that
like
impacted the
40
community?
seconds
How has
ago.
that impacted the game? Talk to me about those.
Why?
It's been fantastic, and you know we have an amazing community. We love
Now
them
it's
so
a 0
much.
out of 10
In
'cause
fact,
it's the
one
same
of the reasons
joke.
we're doing Trumbull Valley as a map is because it was one of the most requested features from the community, which also makes it very exciting
That's
for us to be
awful.
able to say, we did it, you get it."
This lady's
And
very
We have
excited,
a major
though.
milestone that we're
So,
celebrating. State of
I'm
Decay
excited
2
that she's excited
has
about
10
her game.
million lifetime players.
10 million lifetime players.
She seems genuinely very hyped.
I absolutely love that.
So I
Really
appreciate
grateful.
that.
Incredible, amazing news. Congratulations to you and the entire team at Undead Labs, man. Fantastic work. Well, speaking of Xbox Game Pass, let's give me the deets one more time when it comes to the update.
Stop.
So the update
Don't say the word
September
deets,
1st.
please.
It's a free update for all State of Decay 2 owners, and it's
Please,
included
not,
with Xbox Game Pass.
not the deets.
Happy homecoming.
I love it. Thank you, Wonder, very much.
My pleasure.
Now we move from Trumbull Valley to the Lost Valley of Akria. This mystical location
I have
trades
no
zombies
idea
for
what that
ancient
is.
warrior clans, forgotten temples of long-dead god kings, and a
What
healthy
game?
dose of hack and slash. All this awaits in Stray Blade.
Stray Blade? Is this a game? Ooh, 505. Oh, that looks like a really bad UI, though. It looks like a Souls-esque. No, maybe not. It doesn't look as hard as a Souls game. Cool. Apparently it comes to Game Pass, so. Yeah, that was kind of corny.
In Stray Blade, you discover the mystical
Did
Lost
they announce
Valley of
this game
Akria,
here,
a
or did
world
they already
which ranges
announce
from
this?
overgrown temple ruins to frozen caves and winding canyons. A game world that changes based on your victories and plenty of dudes to stab in blade-to-blade combat. If that weren't enough, you even get a fuzzy little pal to help you out. Between the epic fights and this small guy, there's clearly a lot going on here. So let's hear more from Point Blank Games about Stray Blade.
Hello everybody, I'm Leonard Kausch, game director at Point Blank
Leonard
Games,
Kausch.
and today I will show you Stray
Rip,
Blade.
he's the only person that couldn't travel to be here. Everybody else is in person, and then this guy's just on Skype.
Adventurer who is exploring the ancient valley of Akria with his companion, a witty wolf named Boji. Unveil the history of the Forgotten Valley, master the powers of the 3 Akrian metals.
This game
and
looks
restore balance
charming.
to this war-torn land.
I don't know if it's good, but it looks charming.
That is the how, as well as the why.
Combat and exploration are the 2 key elements of our game. Let's dive into the combat first.
Is it Souls-like,
The combat
please?
system merges strategic anticipation of enemy attacks
Oh, it's
with
Souls-like.
split-second blade-to-blade reactions.
That tells me it's
It is
Souls-like.
the high noon of skill-based melee weapon combat.
The high
To
noon
achieve
of
that, we put our
skill-based
hearts into
melee
creating
weapon
fluid,
combat.
well-readable animations and epic cinematic finishes.
What a specific
You
way
can
to
choose
phrase
from
that.
multiple weapon categories that can be combined to fit your playstyle.
Translation, it's Souls-like.
Now, let's take a look at the exploration. Akria's colorful world ranges from overgrown city ruins to frozen caves and winding canyons. Together
Cool
with your
world,
companion, explore the deepest corners of an ever-changing world, bristling with adventure. Every discovery holds treasure. Find rare materials, recipes, weapons, lore
Graphics
pieces,
look
and
kind of
beautiful
rough,
places.
but I like.
Change is part of your journey, where every victory impacts the world around
But
you.
I like
When you die, time
the
keeps
art
moving
style.
forward. Enemy skills stay dead. New foes invade camps that you weakened. And when Boji revives you, only one thing is certain. The change you brought shapes what now awaits you. And of course, get ready for epic boss fights.
Korea. They really like that
We
shot
hope you
of the
enjoyed the first
antlers
look at
attaching
Stray Blade, which will be
themselves to
out
that
next
deer.
year. And keep an eye on our social
Used
media
it
channels for more
twice.
information.
Ah yes, the ancient mystical world of Korea.
Next up, one of the most unique
Speaking of games-
finally comes to Xbox.
Yeah.
Speaking of games,
As in, my evil twin murdered 4 of my husbands
I
because they
don't
secretly are in love with me.
have time to even think about playing.
In case that didn't tip you off, we're talking about Crusader
How
Kings
do people
3,
play
a medieval
Crusader
grand
Kings?
strategy and role-playing game that has you trying
I
to
feel like
defend
you
your
need
royal
400
line
hours a
from those
week
that
to
will
play
conquer your
Crusader
kingdom.
Kings.
And evil twins, apparently.
Yeah. It's coming to Xbox
It's-
as an adaptation, not a direct port, meaning that the UI and controls have been
Interesting.
refined
That's
to bring
cool.
that grand strategy experience to a controller.
Not to mention bringing the grand strategy experience to my comfy living room couch.
As
We'll
someone
all be
who
ruling
gets
from our throne room soon enough. Check out
trash
Crusader
PC
Kings
ports,
3
I
now
appreciate
on Xbox
adaptations instead of ports. To those of you who don't know, this game is basically like
My son, we must never forget the crimes committed against us.
this is just a cutscene. The game is really just an overhead map of medieval Europe.
Failed.
And then And then you're just staring at tables and tables of
He
lineage.
never understood that the greatest
Basically.
wars are won with weddings, not warriors. With daggers, not swords.
I feel like my brain is not big enough to play this game.
Only the
Once again.
small-minded measure success across the span of a single life. The real game.
I have a friend who really likes Crusader Kings too.
generations. You see, real strategy requires cunning.
Yeah, it's cool for the people that like it, but yeah, it's not for me. Cool that it's on Game Pass though. See, the genius of any subscription service is them making it feel like you have a lot of value.
Crusader Kings 3 is
when you're
wild.
not actually going to
You
use
really
any of the
haven't
stuff they're
lived
giving
until
you.
you've made an 8-year-old the King of England.
Although,
Well,
like
it's nice
I
to
said,
have hobbies.
Game
We've all
Pass
gotten
is
into
such a
some weird
different
stuff this
value
past
compared
year.
to like Netflix or something.
Weird, like diving into people's brains and
'Cause
exploring their mental universes projected into
the
a
cost of
psychedelic
one
60s
game?
Wonderland kind of weird.
The cost of
Exactly
one
that
game
kind of
a
weird,
year,
which means I am so excited for
worth
Psychonauts
6
to
months
finally get a
of Game
sequel. It has
Pass.
been so
which
long.
is just
It
insane.
really is something special about Psychonauts, isn't it?
There really is indeed.
Or 4
Now,
months
think
of
about this.
Ultimate.
2005, when Psychonauts originally came out, was a different time
So
for
you only
gaming.
have to play
Most
2
of the
games
biggest
a
games that you
year
were
to
talking
get
about
your
was
full year
4,
subscription
Battlefield
worth.
2, Call of Duty
So it's almost
2.
like if you play
They were
games,
great
why not
games,
play
for
Game Pass?
sure.
Why not get
But
Game
they were all
Pass? you
big,
know?
beefy shooter games.
Meanwhile, Psychonauts had humor, whimsy, and surprisingly heartfelt moments. It was an oasis of color and humanity in an era when
I
games
thought
were
this game was
increasingly
out
turning
already,
grimy,
I'm not gonna
dark,
lie.
and combative.
Not to
I
mention
think it comes
having
out,
some
like, this week.
deceptively deep character moments.
That's why the original is considered a cult classic.
It has been a long time coming, and it is finally here. Enjoy this long-awaited launch trailer for Psychonauts.
Psychonauts?
Well, this
They cut her off for it. Yeah, I'm already seeing reviews on YouTube for this game today. So I feel like this game's like out almost.
with psychic powers, he dives into your mind. My name is Raz, and I'm the.
Just saw what the shirt says. Dude, I don't know. It was a gift, so I actually have no idea. My current stance, whenever people ask me what to get for like birthdays or Christmas or whatever, is I just say K-pop merchandise. And then it's fun to see what people give me.
I'm not supposed to check out equipment to.
It's mostly shirts, which I have no problems with. I appreciate it.
What? Can we just?
So I can't actually help you.
I'm a new kid.
I have another
We're
shirt
all new
that says the same thing, but with a
I've got
panda.
eyes on the target.
And it's black.
And I've got
I don't know
eyes
why
on
there's a
you.
panda, but I'll take it.
All I see is another unruly peasant.
Yeah, this game is way too dank for me.
Oh boy.
But I also don't like 3D platformers, really. So. But like, I'm hearing very good things based on the review scores. So if you like 3D platformers, give it a go.
Be the first time the Psychonauts underestimated Maligula's power.
Like you're going in people's brains and there's crazy worlds in everybody's brains or something, I don't know. Double Fine's a good studio. Yeah, I can't help but feel as though my time has not been wonderfully
It's clear
spent.
I could not be
today,
more
chat.
excited for Psychonauts 2 because I gotta be honest.
I mean,
the
chatting-
original game,
chatting
we
with you
got
guys
some
is the
beat
good
that
part
needs
of
settling.
this.
If you know, you know. The meat circus level.
But as far
is
as the
infamous, it is
actual
brutal, it is
content-
difficult to say the least. It's the final level of the original game. That
But
came
as far
out,
as the
and I
actual
cannot believe we're
content,
doing
this
the
has
math
been
on
a
this one.
struggle today.
16 years ago.
And I think we're like
Tim
halfway done.
Schaefer
It's
and
supposedly
Lizette
like
Petrie
2
Montgomery.
hours.
I am definitely dating myself, but you all welcome from Double Fine Productions. Thank you so much for being here. Tim, can you believe it has been 16 years? I almost said 19 years.
Still, I love Fallout,
Yeah,
so
it feels
I
like
have an
only
endless
yesterday,
amount of
but,
respect for
it
Tim
kind of was
Schafer.
for Raz, because the story picks up right where the first game left off. And even though it has been a lot of years, it's a game that matters a lot to us. We really love it here at Double Fine, and we know that a lot of fans, it meant a lot to them. And so we really want to be true to the spirit of the first game, which we were able to do because we brought back a lot of
I'm
the
actually
same
looking
voice
forward
actors,
to that could
and we
be
also
shown
have
today.
a lot of people on the team here that worked on the first
That's
game.
the question,
as well as
isn't it,
bringing
Clay?
on a bunch of new people like Lisette.
So
Thank
here's
you.
the
It's
thing.
really important
They
for us
announced,
to
or they
carry the legacy forward.
They hyped this
especially
up
in the
as
style of
more
Wonk
of the
that
stuff
is
they
very
showed at
prevalent in the first
E3.
game.
So I'm hoping for
Style
like
of Wonk. Just put it on a shirt. I'm in there for it.
some nugget.
Let's roll it back
some
a bit.
nugget
Of course,
of a
this can be a
Bethesda
kind of a
thing.
trippy idea if you're not
Or more
familiar.
Halo. That's kinda why I'm
Psychonauts, they
here.
still jump into people's minds. I'm assuming like the first game, right? So if a Psychonaut sort of dove into my brain, it would be like a lot of Ted Lasso quotes and French bulldog memes.
But
Am
it's
I
looking
correct, Tim?
increasingly
Yeah, that's
unlikely.
what's fun about a Psychonauts game is that all the levels are different, just like every person is
Hope-
different based
Hope
on their
kinda
personality.
disappeared when
you
I-
could jump into
they
someone's
started
mind.
the
What would it look like in there?
10-minute
What would
long
what would be the
trebuchet
color of the
documentary.
sky, and like who would the monsters be? And in Psychonauts, you get to do that because Raz has the power of
That's
astral
kind of the
projection.
moment that I
and when
went,
he goes
oh
in,
no.
he gets to fight those monsters and
Oh
help
no,
people
why
deal
am
with
I
their
watching
nightmares
this?
and wrestle with their inner demons. And so there's a ton of variety, and there's a lot of anything goes. We can go to any location, we can have any art style, and coming up with new levels for the second game was really fun to do.
Well, I loved it from the first game, certainly. Let's talk a little bit about how that kind of concept expresses itself in the game world. I mean, Psychonauts 2 has got it all over the place, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was really important for us to carry forward the unique brain worlds.
I missed her
and
title,
unique
but,
levels from the first game,
is-
and the
I think
unique
Tim
style
Schafer's
as
the
well.
game director.
So we really focused on
Maybe she's the art director.
how we could bring forward that style in Wonk, and also bring in new levels
Wonk.
of enemies.
I love that she
Now,
said
of course,
Wonk.
it wouldn't be Psychonauts without new mental demons. And I'm sure it's happening in Psychonauts 2. What does this mean? Does it mean basically is that we're finally able to slap COVID anxiety in the face?
Well, I don't know if you get to slap anxiety. in the face,
COVID
but
anxiety.
you definitely get to slap some panic attacks, and COVID definitely caused a lot of those. In addition to panic attacks, some of our old enemies have also come back. Our sensors are our favorites, and they're definitely here. And in addition to that, we also have our doubts and some new enemies. There's our lovely
That's a good
sensor.
enemy design.
Also, some regrets, some flying regrets that are our ranged enemy, and they definitely are challenging. Our doubts are our slow, sticky melee enemy.
Like,
You're also seeing our
this-
enabler here. He is our.
This game seems like
it
high
energizes our
art.
whole combat troop. So we have a whole cast that you can battle.
But I
and fight
also
with,
have no desire to play it.
Bad mood.
including the bad mood.
I would
which
watch
is
somebody
that
stream
electric
it,
storm of
maybe.
feelings that you have to fight.
Now,
That's
for
what
those
you
who
wanna hear
haven't
from your
played
streamer,
the
right?
original, available now on Xbox Game Pass, by the way. Wink. Tim, why is Raz so good at rummaging through brains?
Raz is, he has some very special skills. He has two whole sets of skills, one being the acrobatic skills he learned growing up in a circus. He can balance ontightropes, jump on trampolines, swing on trapezes.
I was kind of
and that
hoping
helps
for
him
more
navigate and get
Obsidian
around to
stuff
all kinds of
for-
interesting places. But he also has this other side to his personality, which is that he's a powerful psychic. So he can
don't
levitate
know.
objects.
I don't
He
know
can,
what I was
he
hoping
can
today.
use telekinesis and pyrokinesis.
But it wasn't
he has,
this.
these powers, which people might recognize from the first game, as well as three
Like
new
I said, I
powers
didn't
for the
expect them to
second
show
game.
this
He
game at
has
all.
The ability to mentally
'Cause
connect
this game, like,
thoughts
comes
together,
out
and he can connect two
this
thoughts
week,
and actually
I
connect
think.
two thoughts together to solve puzzles and to navigate in this game. He has the power of time bubble, which is just change
Psychonauts
and
2
slow down
release
how
date.
things are moving by
Let's see.
changing people's perception of time.
Yeah, it comes on
And he also has the power of
tomorrow,
projection,
dude.
which allows him to pull an archetype, a
What?
personality out of his unconscious mind and bring it into
This
the
is
world
a
that
feels
he's in,
bad, man.
like a
I think
companion
it's
in
still
battle
better
and puzzle solving.
than the
But
EA
let's talk
thing.
about the story for a second, because as the original Psychonauts, we saw Raz
And
training
tomorrow-
to be part
tomorrow
of
I'm
an organization,
very
and now
excited
perhaps
for,
part of a
'cause
whole
it's like the
organization at this
kickoff
point. And
of
are there other
Gamescom.
brain agents, other Psychonauts out
I
there?
think tomorrow
that
will
maybe
be a
grew
good
up
stream.
in a completely different
But
circus.
Today is a struggle. It's mostly flight
There's
sim.
a lot of new characters in this game.
We do.
It's
We have a
mostly
lot of new
flight
characters
sim.
in this game. As soon
Dying
as
Light
Raz
looks kinda good.
arrives on the headquarters, he immediately gets introduced to the interns. And the interns quickly tell him and show him how he fits into the organization.
The bottom.
They're right down at
Right
the
at the
bottom.
Yeah, so earn his way back to the top again.
Nice
He's no longer the
boss,
coolest kid
circles.
in summer camp. And much to his chagrin, his entire family, his entire embarrassing circus clothes wearing family comes to visit him in front of all his new friends. And so the interns find out that he's the awkward middle child of a circus family. Each one of them has their own
anxious about the Eve
foibles,
performance.
and some of them are even psychic. And
I
so
need
a
to
lot
see
of their
it
story
so bad.
gets told
I
in this
need them
game,
to
including
win,
their backstory and how it
please.
relates to the foundation of the
Please.
Psychonauts themselves.
Well, I like that, and of course, as you might know already, I'm sold. But you, of course, already knew that. When
There's like a
can
lot of
myself
dead air
and
in
the
this
rest of the
presentation.
world exact some beefy, meaty revenge?
There's just like 10 seconds of just silence.
You can get back to the beef and play Psychonauts 2 on August 25th on Xbox Game Pass and PC.
There it is.
Feels
That's
bad.
Tim from Double Fine, thank you so much. And you know what? Extend a huge congratulations to everyone at Double Fine on the launch of Psychonauts 2.
Congratulations.
Thank you so
Please
much.
show
We're
me a
very
good game.
Thank you. And you can catch more of
Please.
Tim Schafer and ask him those burning questions about the newest game in the
Please.
fan favorite franchise in our Xbox Play stream tomorrow. But
Give
first,
me
we're going from
an
cleaning out
obsidian
mental
thing.
cobwebs to cleaning up alien planets in this
Oh, this game
supremely
looks cool.
satisfying 4K 60 trailer.
This
for
game looks cool,
the-
actually. Okay, chat, the gunk, first thing that's interesting to me. This game looks dope. We only saw a little bit of it.
I'm pretty sure the ship's insurance won't cover alien storm.
But this game looks cool.
You have to be careful out there.
The gunk's eating everything here.
I guess
This planet is literally a paradise. when
I
the
just
gunk's gone.
love the art style. This planet looks so good. The music too, man. Yeah, this
Oh, please, Max.
this looks like a kind of like a journey type game. That was a really short look though. That makes me nervous that it won't come out for like 5 years. No release date. Music's not in game. It sounded like it would fit the game. But yeah, I guess you never know with trailer music, right?
We have talked about so many incredible games today.
Have
and
you?
It's hard to pick a favorite.
Have
Let
you?
me just say, it
You've
is
talked
so
about, like,
cool
4
that
games.
K2 is expanding Trumbull Valley. Come on. And hey, you know what? Great job on that Flight Sim interview.
Oh, thank you. I mean,
I
talking
thought
to
this
Jorg
was
is
going
always
2
a
hours. Are
blast,
they
and Flight Sim
outroing?
is such a special game to me because, I mean, it's literally letting me travel the world. But I was staring daggers of jealousy watching you talk to Tim and Lizette.
This
That
feels
were-
like an outro.
Well, I will say this. I understand, but you got to play Psychonauts 2 already, so I don't even want to hear it.
That's true. But it's not the same as talking to the creators. Just trust me when I tell you. Be excited for Psychonauts 2.
I will say this as well. I am
can't.
excited to see even more of Psychonauts 2 on our Xbox Plays streams.
This is pain.
Yes, don't forget. Xbox Plays will recap all the week's news.
This
throughout the
feels
week
like an
at
outro.
Twitch.tv/Xbox.
Is this an
So
outro?
Make sure to check that out. Before Kate and I let Playground Games take the wheel, let me just say
we're gonna
that
hop
it has
into
been
Forza.
a distinct pleasure to chat games and nerd out with
No, I
everyone
think
today.
this is the end of the presentation, and then they're going to their other
part of the
streams.
job for sure.
But we're far from done here.
Oh no!
Now, in June, Playground Games announced that Forza Horizon 5, the highly anticipated follow-up
This was
to 2018's
terrible.
breakout hit open-world driving game Forza Horizon 4,
I thought we still had another
arrives on
45
November 9th
minutes.
on Xbox consoles, Xbox Game Pass for console, PC, and cloud, and of course, Steam.
This is
And
pain.
if you're watching our Xbox YouTube
This is
channel,
pain.
switch over to our Xbox Twitch channel to see
I
all
tried
this
to
new
use your
exclusive
Xbox Twitch channel.
And that is
And then it crashed.
twitch.tv/Xbox for the full vroom vroom experience. And if you're already watching on Twitch or one of the Fortune
Ah,
channels,
yes,
stay
the
right where you are.
vroom vroom experience.
Without further ado, let's dive in, starting with the new custom Forza Horizon 5 controller, which is available for pre-order today.
I hate this.
So players can have it in
I
June
hate this
by November 9th,
presentation.
the standard edition of the game launch.
This is a disaster. Seriously, chat, tomorrow should be good. Although, who knows now? Let's see, what time does it actually go tomorrow? Okay. Opening night live tomorrow so tomorrow it starts an hour later. Oh, they have a pre-show though. I don't know if we'll watch the pre-show or not. But tomorrow it starts an hour later, and it should actually be good, chat. Opening night is always good. Ah, yes, the Vroom Vroom experience. Gotta love that Vroom Vroom experience. That's kind of a POG controller, though, I'm not gonna lie. Not even a one more thing.
Charlie here, and I'm at Playground Games with Forza Horizon creative director Mike Brown and Forza Horizon art director Don Arcetta. Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Charlie.
It was a night before... that's an ad, POG. Okay, chat. Well, I wish I could say that was a good time. Chatting with you was a good time. Chatting with you was a good time. The event itself, not a good time. Not a good time. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. We're gonna I guess I'll just leave the stream open for you guys. May as well.
So you've talked about how Forza Horizon 5 showcases.
I'll just leave this going for you guys. I'm gonna go in the bathroom. I'll be back in like 3 to 5 minutes.
Our Mexican HDR skycaptures
and
really illuminate the world to the
we'll
point where you
do.
feel like
I don't know
really
what
there.
we'll do next.
And thanks to the Xbox Series X and S, ray tracing.
We'll do like.
Vista
I think we'll do
really make our
twice.
cars look
I
more
don't want
true
to start
to
twice
life.
before noon because that's when I kind of
Encounter
told
the
people.
smallest